Today we'll go ahead and review how to do the in-marketing approved and filled report for our weekly call. You will click on your in-marketing approved report. You'll go ahead and click on your search form to edit the document, and you'll go ahead and click on your control to add the filled requisitions in addition to the approved requisitions. And then you will go ahead and click on your search button to pull the data. Once you pull the data, you will go ahead and export the data by clicking the export button. You will also need to make sure that you have your ramp-up master report up as well. You'll click the download button, and then you'll click on your actual empty Excel document to launch the actual document that will be downloaded by clicking yes. You will go ahead and click on the first cell underneath the header of the actual document, and you'll go ahead and select all of the data by clicking your Control, your Shift, and your End key. And then you will go ahead and right-click, click Copy, minimize the actual document, and go to your Ramp-Up Approved Master Report. You'll right-click underneath the header of the actual document. You'll scroll over using the scroll bar to the far right-hand side. You'll select the cell with the first 0 in it, which is in AU2, and then you will click on your Control, Shift, End to select the information, and then you'll hit your Control D button to paste the data down. And to get rid of the actual formulas, you will need to copy by clicking your right button on your mouse, and then you will right-click again, and you will paste the value data with the clipboard that has 1, 2, 3 on it by clicking with your left button, and that will automatically paste the values versus the actual formulas of the Excel spreadsheet. Once you've done that, you can go ahead and click Escape to get any lines outside of the system there that you've selected. Now you have a clean data of information. You're going to go ahead and edit the actual pivot table that is provided, and you'll do that by going to the very bottom of the document, and you will see the Ramp Up Overview tab by clicking left button, and you will go ahead and go to your Analyze at the very top of the Excel spreadsheet by left clicking. You will click on the Change Data Source with your left button. You will highlight the first cell at the very top of the actual document, which is A1, and select the full data by clicking Control, Shift, End. And then all that you will do then is click OK. And that refreshes the actual pivot table with the correct information. You will go ahead and get rid of where it says Position JT. By doing that, you will left-click, hold, and drag up. And that automatically gives you the list of all of the clients. But we need to add the actual status, and you'll do that by scrolling to the very top of the pivot table field and left-clicking and holding the status and dropping it above the client information by releasing your left button. And now you have separated the approved and filled information. And now we can go back into the Data tab and filter out based on the in-process and not in-process requisitions. You'll left-click on the Data tab at the very bottom of the Excel spreadsheet, and you will scroll over to the far left-hand side of the Excel spreadsheet and to the very top of the Excel spreadsheet to get you to the very top of the actual document. You will click on the Status drop-down and uncheck the Filled, and then click OK. And that will give you a list of all of the requisitions that are just under the approved status of the requisitions. We're going to go ahead and now do our first client by selecting underneath the client name. You go ahead and select All, and we'll start with Neutro, and click OK. And this will filter out only the Neutro project programs that are under the approved statuses. You'll go ahead and scroll over to your right-hand side, and what we want to do is find out our requisitions that are not in process and are in process. And you will do this by going to the cell that is AX, where it says positions remaining, including requisitions in offer through onboarding, by doing the drop-down. And we're going to go ahead and select one for positions remaining. So this is a list of all of our positions that are currently remaining within the system that are not in process. In order to actually calculate how many of them are needed, you will basically select the very top of the sheet, or the very top of the actual cell that has the aging of the green, and you'll do this for the red, the yellow, and the green. And you will scroll down to the very bottom of the document, and you can see that this particular document has a count of 53 in that status. So in your report for last week, you'll go ahead and indicate by adding a new column that it's 53 remaining, and you do this by clicking Add. You'll click on the cell next to the K, and this is a particular example. Next week it'll be L as an example, and so on and so forth. And you will right click, and you're going to go ahead and click Insert by using your left button, and that adds in another field there for you. And you'll need to do that for every single one of these. So we'll do it in mass by selecting the Y, hitting your Control button and holding it, and also selecting AK and AW, and then letting go of the actual Control button. You will right click, click Insert with the left, and it will actually create new cells next to those cells that have data in them. You will go ahead and input the actual date, which today's date is the 19th. So now there's the data for, or the fields that you will need to fill out for each one of these as you go through. So we will go ahead and indicate that we had 53 positions that were not in process for Neutro. So we'll go ahead and indicate 53 there. We had none in yellow field and none in the red field in this particular case. And then we'll go ahead and do that same exercise for the requisitions that are currently in process by going back to the Ramp Up Master list, and you'll scroll up to the very top, and you'll reselect, instead of selecting 1, you will uncheck 1 and check off 0, and then click OK. And this will give you requisitions that are currently in process. And you can see you only have 1 requisition that is currently in yellow status. So we'll go ahead and go back to the in-marketing report for last week and indicate that we only have 1 in process there. And we'll highlight the other fields, and it looks like we only have 11 that are currently in process there. And that's in the green field, and we have nothing in the red field. You will then select the total button by clicking underneath all of the fields there, and you will go to the very upper right hand side of the document, of the Excel document, and you can see where it says Auto Sum. You'll click Auto Sum, and it'll automatically highlight the fields directly above it, and all that you will do is click Enter to enter in the calculation. You select the next cell, you'll do Auto Sum, you'll click Enter, and it automatically counts the above information. So we'll go ahead and do the same process for WellPet, just as an example, so you understand the process a little bit more. So what we're going to do is we're going to scroll to the very top of this other Ramp Up Master report. We're going to uncheck any of the filters in the approved or in the remaining excluding Recs and offer through onboarding. We want to go ahead and select all. Click OK. And then scroll over to your left-hand side. We're going to change the client name